So, Courtney West, we welcome you to our Stewardship Focus,
Thanks.
remembering that the 4 Sundays of our focus really point us back to the way of life that stewardship is. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Thank you for coming to share your understanding of God's gift of talent and what it looks like wearing your skin. So welcome and thank you.
Thank you. I remember you calling me about this, and I think I probably said, you might want to find somebody else. Because like most people with COVID, I felt isolated, and we'd spent 2 years, almost 2 years now, right, of being separated, and the church was shut down. And so where was I giving of my talents? In my church, in my community. And now, like most people, again, I'm finding myself, where am I going to plug in? Where am I going to step back into that? And so I actually think that this is a really unique stewardship season, because we're all very much trying to find our way back in and plug back in. So this, to me, is a really exciting stewardship season. It's a unique one. And so I did say yes, and I contemplated what God would have me say about giving of our talents. And He placed a message on my heart of easy yeses and hard yeses. And I'll explain. For me, my talent, my God-given talent, is teaching. And you put me in a room full of teenagers, and I'm in my element. That's my jam. So for me, an easy yes is teaching Sunday school. Yes. Chaperoning the middle school mission cross trip. Easy yes. I love it. It feels good. I feel like I'm serving the Lord. I'm giving back for all His goodness to me, and I love it. And I feel like hopefully they're getting something out of it, but I too am getting something so beautiful out of it. Easy yes. So during COVID, when we were separated, and I was feeling a little isolated, I was missing, in particular, my sisterhood circle, a small group of women we meet once a month. I felt like God was placing on my heart to lead a Bible study, to which I promptly said, no, thank you. And, as only God will do, He kept putting it on my heart, I kept saying no. And finally, I relented. I said yes. And I said, okay, but if I'm going to do this, I'm going to really need your help, Lord. This is a hard yes for me. Because, again, I do teenagers, not adults. So, I did it. It went well, I think. It was a success. But I really learned something in that particular hard yes. And it was that I don't necessarily need God in my easier yeses. Both are equally as worthy and good, but I don't really need God in my easier yeses, right? I can walk into and I'm not saying I don't pray over those babies when I head into that mission trip and into my Sunday school classroom, but I can walk into that classroom confident and do my thing. I don't need to lean on the Lord to do it. In my harder yes, in teaching that Bible study, I needed God through the whole thing. I needed Him in my preparation. I needed God in pressing start on the Zoom, in prayerfully hoping His words would speak through me, and that it would be what needed to be heard that day. To calm my nerves. I needed, even in pushing end to the Zoom, just to decompress and just prayerfully reflect on what we had discussed and how I would prep for the next one. That entire Bible study just taught me something. I said yes, a hard yes, and I leaned on God. And because of that, I grew exponentially, right, in my faith, in my relationship with Him. And it was powerful. And so I think as we enter into this exciting season of stewardship, this unique one, especially as we're all trying to figure out where to plug back in, as we contemplate where we're going to give of our time, of which we all never have enough, right? As we contemplate giving of our talents, as I did, whether it's in those easy yeses or those harder yeses where we feel it's a little more something on the peripheral of our wheelhouse, right? Or something we're even going, No, God, I cannot do that, right? Or even in our finances, where we might feel we're in a season where we don't feel we can give the way we've given before, or that God may be asking us to give a little more than we have in the past. I just would encourage everybody to, yes, say yes to those incredible easy yeses, because they are beautiful, and that is where, we will just see such incredible things through our church. But to also contemplate and consider, I encourage people to consider the harder yeses. Because what I learned in that hard yes is that God does not call the already equipped, right? The person who has all the time in the world, the person who feels really confident going in and doing the thing God has asked them to do, or has all the money in the world. He equips those he's called. And he equipped me to do that Bible study, and it was powerful. I saw him work through me. So, yeah. Okay. If I could, I'd love to add one additional thing. Sometimes I feel stewardship season kind of gets a bad rap, and it's uncomfortable for some. And I just would encourage everybody this season to really shift that into a posture of excitement and expectancy. And that's just the word that's been on my heart, just expectancy in this season. Psalm 116, what can I return to the Lord for all of his goodness to me? And I just would love to share about my dad and how he has been such an incredible recipient of the power of what flows through this church when we say yes. So my dad is one of our newer mission partners. He is the founder of Hope to Home, which is a homeless ministry here in Charleston. And again, he's one of our newer mission partners. And I have just seen our church show up so incredibly in their time, volunteering on Saturdays, delivering just homes full of furniture to people who are newly out of homelessness and have come through programs, be it 180 Place or a veterans program or a domestic abuse program, and have this new future ahead of them and help deliver. I've seen people show up on Tinker Tuesdays and use their gifts and talents of fixing furniture. I have seen people go the extra mile to call my dad and arrange deliveries of furniture, which, is just extra time. And I've seen my dad be a recipient of finances in this church, of supporting his incredible ministry. And it has just, the way our church has rippled out into the community, hundreds of families changed. That's just where this posture of excitement and expectancy for me comes from in this season, because when we say yes, watch God work. It's incredible. So I just wanted to thank our church, and I'm just excited to see what this new season holds.